it's moved toward left, so I go like this kind of shape, a little make curvy, connect it to the left side of face. The rest is on the other side of my canvas, so it's cut from here. And then this part of the ear comes down and then connected like this to the face. So this is whole shape of the dog. And I see like the fairy hair is like that. And I'm going just with the line. Don't worry, we start with the background. And then with the white color, we just make this fair on top of the background. So far it's okay to do drawing by just a line, not more than that. The details, this part of the nose, I want to separate it on a face. From top of the forehead or head, I just go like that. It's like a narrow line. The rest is creamy brownie, and then inside is white color. I separate this part of the nose and like that. A little come here, shape it, look like the things that we see here is like come there. With angle, it's separate here. Sorry. And then come down. I just try to go same as the one that I see, just this line, then come down with nice C curve, connect to the bottom part. This is good for separation of the white part. And if you see, I move it a little toward the left side. So here is less space like this, and here is more space like that. And it's in an angle. Everything move on in angle. So if I put my brush here, it's eyes in an angle, nose in angle, mouth is in angle. So I can draw the line if it's easier for me, like that. Or even this line can be a little gentle C curve. It doesn't need to be really straight because of the face. Like that. If you draw some line, that would be helpful. I want to place the eyes here, nose here, and that line helped me to draw the shape in angle. I start with this eye. So the top of the eye should be somewhere like that. Move on a little bit angle here. Then C curve and then connect this together like that. Because the part of the eye bottom is like this. And I can add a tone on it. It's okay if it's brown, I will go. So the nose, I try to go like this with the C, nice C curve. And I need more space on the right side, less space for the left side. So start to make nice C curve here, another C curve, and then connect this together. Even I can add a tone to separate the nose as well. I know all of them, eyes, nose, mouth is black, but just would like to separate them with the brown, which is so helpful to shape the dog. And I'm going to mix a lots of paint because I want to cover this part of background with heavy texture of paint. Because of that, I need more paint to mix together. So this is good. I am happy with this color. Put this aside. Now I want to have a little bit like this, but mix with the white. So I take again the green, blue. This time I want to have lighter than the color I already have. So I take a little white and mix with that. More white. Color like this. This is so heavy, and I would like to see all the brush stroke that I'm going to add on my canvas or even wood. I'm not clean it, I'm not going left and right, just like a zigzaggy shape, heavy paint. Try to leave it be on top of the canvas. And if I take it from an angle, you can see all this brush stroke is visible. It takes a little more time to get dry, but it's okay. We can use hair dryer to help it dry faster. But I really love to have texture on my painting. And the reason is because after it gets dry, you can see all this texture, and this texture gives the painting more strength, more strong, and more nice. And you see, I can remove this line that I don't need anymore with the heavy paint on top. Easily, it can cover it. Let me mix a little more. We need the white color to make that creamy color. The brown is the brown, so we don't need to do anything with this brown. Just I take the white color, yellow ochre, mix these two together, and I'm going to reach the lighter brown or creamy tone. Then I can use it like that. These are close together or no. No, I need to have a touch of brown to make my brownie color more look like the dog that I have. That's the good option. So I like this. This is for the whole dark part. And then I do mixing yellow ochre with the brown. And all this because I want to have different colors and make the dog face more interesting. You don't have to go with just one color. You can mix the color together and make the new one. And just as a brush stroke, heavy brush stroke, randomly add the dark color everywhere you feel that should be dark. Like that. And even like this. And when you use heavy paint with the texture, it's really get dry late. So it gives you time to bring another paint on top. So this is enough for the ear. I finished the ear with another color, clean it by napkin. I'm not using any water. Go with this brown. Just use the brush stroke. You see, very easy. I just add the brush stroke close to each other. And then again, clean it with napkin like that. Take this color. And the reason I go with a smaller brush, because I want to have a smaller brush stroke with heavy paint. Would be great to use a small brush. Just like this. I just try to help this stroke sit on top of each other. Very easy. And that make the body or the hair of animals, pets, more look like the reality. And even you can come a little toward the background with the tip of brush. Make it a little liney, bring it to the background like this. Use the lighter tone. 1, 2 brush stroke, maybe here. Clean it. With the tip, try to make the shape of line, fairy hair. Heavy paint, just one stroke, one stroke. If you see it look like a messy part, but it's not. After you finish, it's not the messy part. It's just look like the fairy hair. You can bring a little out with the tip of brush as a line to show it's look like the real ear. See, the hair is move everywhere. And then clean by napkin. The water doesn't let us to make this heavy paint. I cannot bring it up because the edge is wet, but I will show you how this has a texture on top. So I can move on to finish the other ear to show you what happened. So this is the dark color. It's a start to get dry. So I can again repeat this one because I need the wet surface. So again, repeat the dark color, clean by napkin, take reddish brown. This part is more reddish color, just heavy paint. Easily I bring it down like that. Then clean by napkin, take the other paint. I just cover this part with this paint. And try not to blend together a lot. Try not to have a clean surface. I just move on with the lighter tone close to the browny dark. That's fine. Like this, even from dark to the light. And I have napkin always to make it clean because each color need to be clean. I don't want to bring the dark color into the light. And then move on with the darker brown. We need on top of the eye, here and here. We need one stroke here on a face. Here we need just this part we need. And a little bit on the left side close. When we add the white color on this section, it comes more look like the part that we want. And then one fairy hair here, like a C curve, and already the brush stroke bring the hair out. And after that, I think we need the reddish brown on this part of the eye. We need a little this part to add. We need one here. 1 or 2 brush stroke here. And when you use heavy paint, you can work with the all part of the face. But if you use less paint, finish one part, then move on the other side. So take this color, that's cover most of the part. Even when I come close to the dark brown, I try to move a little inside, not much. Then take more heavy paint, bring it very gently. Use the tip of brush to bring the fairy hair to the background and even on top of the ear. Heavy paint again. This part of the eye is heavy as well. Like that. Easily bring one line as a heavy paint here, like here, there. I just go with the line like that. One side here is with the line. And now after that, I want to make more lighter tone on top. So clean the brush, move on with the creamy color. Some stroke I need on the top part. Some here. This part, it's okay, they blend together, would be great. The top of the eye a little lighter, so I'm going to add more lighter tone here. Bring some fairy hair on the edge. Like this. Even inside the eye would be cool to have some hair. Even I feel, now I want to fix some part that I feel should be better. I go a little bit for the face here, just want to grow this part of the ear a little more. More brush stroke I will add to make it a little bigger. And use the tip of brush to help it goes a little out. And this part is to start with the lighter color of white and move to the rest. Tiny touch of black, because black is so strong and dark. We need to use it very gently and be careful because can make the color so dark. And I take a lots of white to mix with. Prefer little by little add the black to the white because it depends. Sometimes if your gray gets really dark, you have a lots of white color to add and it's already waste all the paint. This is still light, so we can add more black now. I use the black, mix these two together. Then I can reach the color close to that. because that color is bluey, grayish, something like this. I can use under the part of mouth. And again, back to the smaller brush. It's easier to control. Paint it. I'm going to start. I see lots of part is white, but I prefer to start with the gray color. If I need to add the light, I go with the white color. So I take with this, start, cover the forehead, and then move down. Not like a line in between. You can use the tip of brush to make a little line move everywhere to shape the fairy hair. And even bring a little with the tip of brush on the background. It more look like the real body. And then cover this part. Even you can go for the edge, a little bring it to the background of the body, not the background, to the face. But not, I recommend not to go with the line. Just move a little bit inside like that. More like a fairy hair of dog. And even if the shape of nose big, you can come inside and fix it. And don't worry, even if you go a little more, you can bring it back by a dark color of black. So I just cover here. And then clean the brush. I'm going to add touch of white. Nice to have a little lighter tone everywhere. And don't worry about the light color because acrylic has glue inside, and after you leave it get completely dry, all these colors go to the background and get darker. So it's okay if we go a little bit lighter than the things that we feel. This part is dark, so back to this bluey color. Take some. I am going to add here this grayish bluish. And even the brownie color is nice to bring, mix with this. Make the darker tone more interesting. And then again, clean it back to gray. Most of the part is covered by gray. Now a little bit move further. Bring this part to the background. Now the background is dry, it's okay. I'm going to take some red. Even when you mix the red with white, you can make some pinky color. I always love to have different value. Dark, light, dark, light. So I'm going to add the red and mixture of red and white to make the lighter tone, which is so lovely. So I have to again wait because I want to bring the white on top. Now I take more grayish color to cover most of the part with this. Even you can go a little bit on top of the lesion, cover it. Especially for the top part, we need to come more on top. And help it fade and disappear on top of the furry hair. Bring the gray a little bit with the tip of brush. Go into this dark color. I know this part is dark, but you see, it's more natural. I don't want to separate the white color from, or the gray color from the darker tone. I want to let it a little bit go inside and give me more, look like the real body. Even on this side, I have some more gray color to let it move into the dark color. Clean the brush. Pure yellow, sorry, pure white. Bring it on top of the gray. Not everywhere, just somewhere it's nice to have the lighter tone on top. And let it play into the gray. Sometimes they mix together, sometimes it shows just a bright and white color on top. Like that. Even on this part, I want to bring just a bit more to the background. Then here is dry now. I want to bring back a little darker tone. So I take black, take the blue, more black, because black should be darker. So it helps the color get darker. Just a brush stroke here, I'm going to add under the mouth and a little bit with the tip. I try to help this dark color move into this part. A little bit, not much. We need some details to bring around, but so far I just go with the black, which is the main color. Even on the nose, the top part is bigger here. Then with nice C curve, I bring it down. I try to use a smaller brush and then slowly cover it because we finish with the other part. I don't want to damage the other part because of that. Pay attention to brush stroke a little more. Anytime you see that you need the narrow part liney, we need to use tip of brush. If you put the brush like that, it's hold the brush and you can just hold the line. If you want to make the narrow line, you need to use the tip of brush. Turn your hand like this, draw the line. Even you see the narrow line, you can draw and shape the smaller part. Even I would like to shape the side of the mouth. I go with the tip of brush to make it narrow, a little bring it up, and even a little dark color under it. So still we need to work because it's not just the black. We need the gray color, blue black, a little bit. I think I finished with the black. I would need to add more. This is the grayish color. I need to bring on top of the nose a little bit. Very gently here to have a little stroke on the part of mouth, nose, top of the nose, and just under it a little bit to separate the hole. Both sides of the eye, one C curve like this way, one nice C curve here, and you see I just go with the tip of brush. But if you have pointy brush, you can use pointy and round brush. You don't have to do everything by just a flat brush. But if you want, for the line, turn your hand like that, draw the narrow line like this. I turn my hand straight to the canvas, draw the gentle, narrow line. Draw the gentle, narrow line. Some shine inside the eye. And I'm going to use this grayish color with the tip of brush, round pointy brush. Just one brush stroke here as a shine, and one brush stroke here as a shine. I try to use it. And I think we don't have much on top of the nose, just a little bit maybe. Just a bit maybe here. Yeah, that's interesting to have one touch here. And then let me see. No, we don't have much. Maybe a little bit, just play with the narrow brush. Bring some narrow line around the mouth. Like that. No, we don't much to have any more line.